You may have heard the saying that the beginning of wisdom is to know that you know nothing. Hi, I'm Martin Sharp, and today we're going to be looking at what it is to actually know nothing, or to realise that you know nothing. And this is kind of one of the key 4 stages of development that everyone kind of goes through, because the reality is, and I'm sure you'll appreciate this, you don't get born with all the skills that you have today. You have to go through a process by which you learn and acquire these skills. Some of these skills you will learn inductively, by which trial and error you'll find out how to do it, and then eventually you might actually work out what it actually means, where it fits in the wider context of the world or in a number of tasks that you're doing with. Whereas other skills you will learn deductively, such as when you go to school or when you go on a course with work, or other kind of method by which someone tells you, this is the frame that everything fits in, and within this frame we have another certain set of building blocks, and within this building block we can look at a small item within that, and they give you kind of the whole of elements step by step, spoon-fed in one respect or form. Now, this kind of all mirrors this whole point of how our levels of competence work, and there is some very clear models out there by which you can work with, and the one that I like to work with is kind of the 4 key steps of competence, where everyone starts off where you have to realise first of all that you don't have the skills, because if you don't realise you don't have the skills, you're in a stage of being unconsciously incompetent. You don't know what you don't know. Now that first kind of glimmer of realising, actually, I don't know that I don't know, I'm moving from unconscious incompetence to being consciously incompetence, is a great leap, because all of a sudden what might have seemed like a very small subject for you, a very small skill set, can actually open up into a wide world of opportunity and a wide world of areas of things that you never even realised existed. And this can be both scary if you wasn't expecting it and you didn't know what you're going to do with it, but also so exciting and exhilarating, because there's a world of possibility there and things that you could do with it by just learning these kind of skills you're going to move forward with. And this kind of acknowledgement of this kind of knowing that you don't know anything is great, because you can then start to work out, well, how do I learn? How do I make that leap from between knowing that I don't know about it to actually working on it and make sure that I do know about it, or as some models say, consciously competent. And this is where you're going to spend time, you're going to be working really hard on trying to develop those skills, and the amount of effort that you put in comparison to the results that you're going to get is going to be disproportional, because you're going to put a lot more effort in and achieve small amounts of results, but those results are going to be so much more than you would have achieved if you haven't even tried it before. Now, moving beyond this, you can be in a position where you start to build these skills up, and over time you build the level of mastery, because you've moved from just this general awareness now into the area where you're trying to build these skills and get them into your day-to-day life. It's as simple as things like, for instance, eating. You don't even think about it anymore. You'll pick up the knife and fork and you can go and you can eat. But this, to a baby, is such an amazing skill that they didn't have. And you can imagine being in the same kind of position with every kind of skill that you have. You go from a position of having to really work hard on it. Can you actually hit your mouth with the fork? Can you actually cut something up with a knife? To being able to just do it without even thinking. You can have conversations around the dinner table. You can enjoy time with friends. You can socialise. It can be a great experience, because you move beyond the consciously thinking about it to be unconsciously thinking about it. So unconsciously competent, a way effectively that you just embody that skill set. It's part of you. It's something which you can go. It's a bit like what people say, you never really forget how to ride a bike, right? And that's because you build up this kind of unconscious mastery of that skill set. And that's where really everyone wants to become, because that's where the amount of reward you get for the skills that you have is great, because the amount of effort that you put in it is less, because you already know what you're doing. Now, some people may look at this model and think, actually, it doesn't really apply to me. I'm just good at everything. And I think they're doing themselves a discredit. And probably if they're trying to teach you how to do something, they're doing you a discredit too. Because the reality is, you have to be able to look back and break down your skill set and learn how you actually acquired those skills to be able to help somebody else come along. Whether that's in an apprenticeship situation, whether it's teaching your children how to do something, or whether you're actually working with colleagues in your own firm or business. So I'd like you to be able to go away and learn how to take this kind of simple model and utilize it in your own organization, to be able to break down those key areas that you do on a day-to-day basis to make your skills repeatable and to make sure everyone gets the best at the time that they have, by not necessarily wasting the skills in areas that they don't know anything about at this point in time. So I'm Martin Sharp. Have a great week ahead.
If you enjoyed this video, then please click the subscribe button for more hints, tips, sound bites and extras in order to be able to help you influence change, build consensus and achieve a greater success in your life, in your career and in your organisation. So click that subscribe button now.